What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Kenny Tarot YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. Hopefully you guys are doing well. But we have another video for you today. But before we get into that, I would like to give a special highlight to a comment from a previous video. And it's from Laura Brecken. What's up, Laura Brecken? Thank you so much for the continued support. I see you, girl. I see you. Thank you so much. And the comment reads, congrats on your channelversary. So grateful that you're here sharing your amazing gifts. Poignant reading as always. Question: did you have trepidation before starting your channel? If so, how did you overcome it? Now you already know I did. Of course I did. I think any content creator of any kind would tell you that they absolutely have some type of fear before, stepping into the camera. And I think for me, it was really not necessarily I didn't have the courage to do so. It was more so like I wanted it to be perfect. That was just me. Like I had a certain vision as to how I wanted to do it. And unfortunately, when I started, it couldn't be like that. I didn't have the right setup. I didn't have the right camera. I didn't have the right background. I had, kids, going back and forth. So it was a lot of interruptions and things like that. And nothing was right. But the point is that I love doing it. And that was kept me going. And I would even say that if anyone out there is even thinking about doing any type of social media content creation type of, whether it's career or just for fun, you can't worry about the numbers. The subscriber count, follower count, whatever the case may be, the views, you cannot worry about the numbers, because once you do, it will diminish a lot of the joy, and you have to keep that at the forefront at all times. So, and that's what kept me going. And I think also what eliminated the fear for me was that I also have support. Although my mother did not necessarily have this in mind for me as her ideal career for me, or just a path for me, she was absolutely supportive. And I think part of the reason as to why is that my mom is an African parent. So she's all about school, become a doctor, become something of a medical sense. However, when she realized that this is something that I wanted to do, I believe a part of her wasn't too much surprised, because we do have a great uncle, I have a great uncle who someone may refer to as a healer, shaman, medicine man, whatever how you will. And it just so happens that that part of our lineage has trickled down to me. Okay, it's in our blood. And so I think that's part of the reason why she lent me her support. So at the end of the day, it absolutely was fearful at first. I didn't really necessarily care about what other people thought as far as, the people who may come as viewers. It was more so about my own perfectionism. But I absolutely encourage anyone who's even remotely interested in doing it to just try it. It doesn't have to be spiritual. I'm talking about just any social media content creation type of thing. I believe it's something that we need to really emphasize during this age, to really show these old heads, just kidding, but show people that there's other ways, there's new ways that we can actually have a career and actually enjoy what we do. It doesn't have to be grueling. It doesn't have to be something that we hate anymore. So, Laura Brecken, thank you so much for the support in the comment. But let's get into today's video. Today's video is a Mother's Day special. I don't think I've ever done a video strictly dedicated to mothers, but I should have a long time ago, because moms are just the goats. And today's video is entitled, Why Does Your Mother Love You? I know that title just seems like,
well, isn't it her job to love me?
Okay, but I'm just saying, I wanted to get into the root, some the specifics as to why, maybe some things about you, really, as to why is it your mother loves you. Now, if you have a strained relationship with your mother, that's perfectly fine. You can still watch this video. I do believe there's still going to be a message here for you. But shout out to all the mothers that are a part of the family member. You guys are the absolutely greatest of all time. You guys are the legends. You guys are the icons. Absolutely. And I'm honored and proud to be in your presence. Now, with that being said, you guys, please choose from these piles. We have pile number 1 with the clearest quartz, pile number 2 with the rose quartz, pile number 3 with the citrine, and pile number 4 with the amethyst. So with that being said, you guys, please choose from these piles with your heart and not with your eyes, with your gut and not with your eyes, and with your intuition and not with your eyes. And I will catch you in your reading. What is up, pile number 1? This is for those who picked the clear quartz crystal. We're about to find out, why does your mother love you? The cards that they gave us are 7 of Swords. We also have the Knight of Swords. We also have the 5 of Pentacles. We also have the 5 of Swords. We also have Happiness. We also have Vesta, Home. This legend. We also have Hera, Commitment. We have Pay Attention. We have Glimpse. And this card I will get into later. You know, pile number 1, I knew we was gonna have a pile like this. I just didn't think it was gonna be the first one. But this is absolutely one of those situations in which the relationship between your mother and yourself is absolutely strained. There is some friction, there is some tension, and I think that's something that maybe some of you guys are already unpacking and maybe already dealing with currently, or maybe just choosing not to deal with at all. But despite any of that, there still is a lot of love here. And what Spirit is going to do for you is really give you some context or maybe some insight as to what's really happening behind it, underneath, and maybe how they truly felt or how they truly feel, despite them maybe never telling you, you know. But there is absolutely love here. Sorry for the airplane. And it's complicated. This is very complicated. So it's very intricate. It's very something that it's very a touchy subject. Even it's not something that I feel either of you guys would really like to talk about. But the point is, it's always heavy on your heart and on your mind, and which is why Spirit is absolutely using this time to discuss it. Let's begin. We have 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords isn't necessarily the most positive card, but I would say with you, the reason why they love you is because you guys share a lot of things, similar things, which is probably why, you know, you're either going to get along very well, or you guys are going to butt heads, and it seems like it's been the latter. But 7 of Swords indicates that your mother really loves you. Have a very if you've heard the term smart mouth, that's what it is. But also there is a very I almost feel like both of you guys have a very smart way of communicating. It's very there's wit there. It's very witty, it's very intelligent, it's very crafty, very, people would use the term shady, like that. I think when it comes to a war of words, you are not necessarily her favorite opponent because she can't easily, or easily best you. But the Seven of Swords, yeah, it indicates there is a lot of things happening behind the scenes, a lot of things that maybe you keep hidden. There is a secrecy, there is a mystery about you, and I can't help but feel that your mother really wished to get to know you. I almost feel like you guys may be mother and child, but there's still a lot that you guys don't know about each other, and I believe there could be other reasons that could explain that. But I think overall there is a very sharp intelligence that your mother admires about you. They even saying like maybe a little bit too smart for your own good, but it's an intelligence that she absolutely knows. Yo, that's my child. You know what I mean? Like that's absolutely. There's no doubt about it that you're my child. Yeah, the Nine of Swords here. Once again, it's you guys absolutely have. I see a lot of arguments. I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of arguments in which the words they cut deep a lot of the times, and to be honest, it's like this is your mother's higher self that's speaking, by the way. So what they're going to be saying isn't necessarily what your mother in the 3D plane, their version of it in the 3D plane, has maybe said to you, but it's almost like, yo, I understand. Like, it's very compassionate the way that Spirit is making me explain this. There's no ill feelings at all. It's like, I understand. Why would you combat me like this, or why would you argue with me like this? Like, it's very strong personalities here, both you and your mother, and you guys really don't hold anything back when it comes to how you guys communicate. And of course, yeah, there's been times in which maybe some things were said and some things weren't necessarily the most kindest things to say. However, what I will have to say that's positive about this is that there is she keeps referring to your intelligence, and she also saying that that intelligence needs to be doing something. Like she's also implying that it needs to be put into something else, like whether it's a career or just a task or a hobby. Like, it's almost too good to just be wasted on words towards me, is what your mother is also saying. It's like, oftentimes, or maybe back in the days, I was, I was on the receiver end of this intelligence and all those daggers. But if you applied it to a career or a hobby or something else that you're passionate in, the sky's the limit, is what your mother is saying. So there's also a admiration, there's also some pride. Once again, that's my child, regardless of what anyone said, regardless of our rift or things like that. That is my child. This is the interesting part here. We have the Five of Pentacles. There's something about, despite the fact that we have gone back and forth, despite the fact that we have some type of strain or some type of tension, some type of friction between our connection, there is some sense of loyalty I still sense from the both of you guys. And the thing is, you guys are coming across as very soulmate-like. Very soulmate-like. Like, I feel like you guys are actually quite similar. And I think that's something that's probably already known between the two of you guys. Maybe it's something that you guys don't like to admit, but very similar. And what's interesting about this as well is that there is a sense that both of you guys feel somewhat abandoned and neglected from each other. This could be during a time in which you guys haven't spoken in a very long time. But overall, there is some loyalty, almost like ride or die. Like that's my mother, that's my mom, regardless of anything. You know what I mean? Like that type of attitude. And your mother feels the same way. Like that's my child, regardless. Once again, this is something that I feel isn't necessarily stated. Like we've been together through thick and thin. We may not get along. However, that's my mom and that's my child. Like I think she also recognizes the commitment that you show towards her. Maybe during times where she isn't the most deserving of it. We have Five of Swords. This is conflict and defeat. Yeah, this is... You guys are too... It's like very intelligent to the point where it's like... The Five of Swords can also, I like to describe sometimes as the evil genius. This is mind games. This is the... Sometimes even the gaslighting. This is sometimes... but it's a battle. It's a battle between you and your mother a lot of the times. But there's a resolution. There's a resolution. You don't see it coming at all, though. But that's the wish that you, or at least your mother has. There's a wish here for resolution. Or, at the very least, really going back on the right track. I don't know if you can notice, if you notice the imagery of this card. That's why I really love this deck. But in the background, you'll see images or figures of individuals running towards the light, while the other main figure is going towards a more downward path. That indicates that there is a part of you as well, and a part of your mother that really wants to go towards the light, which is the more positive route than giving back to the resolution, like I said. But that ego tends to win a lot of the times, and it's like, if you go low, I go lower, right? But what she loves about you is that there still is a obvious desire to want to keep this relationship at a healthy place, or at least get to a healthy place when they're in a relationship. There's attempts, I also feel, has been made in which we were trying to get to a right place, or maybe get to a place that we once were before. There's attempts that has been made, and your mother is saying that it hasn't gone unnoticed. And I wish too that we can get to that point. So it's like she's praising you for, in times in which I should have been the bigger person, you were. We also have happiness. I get so many energy. Your mother is really emphasizing that. You guys are like this. The card says, I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Yeah, there absolutely has been a divergence of path between you and your mother. I don't believe there's been communication. You could have even moved away and haven't really seen your mother in a while. There's some type of separation that has occurred, and I feel like it's also physical. But at the very least, there's absolutely some emotional separation. Even communication has been ceased or just minimized. And once again, I think the message to get out of this is that she's proud that you are still an individual, that you still will really follow your own heart, do what you feel is best for yourself, regardless of what your mother has to say, regardless of what anyone has to say. You're gonna do what makes you happy. It's like she's almost saying like, yo, She's also saying like it's like hard-headed, but it's like it's really someone who's very determined. Okay, let's move on. We're going to the next card, which is Vesta, home. So, okay, so she wants to, okay, we're going to speak on that then. We're going to say, the card says, first of all, your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. She's apologizing. I have to tell you this as well. Your mother is absolutely aware of how she could have improved on being a better mother. She absolutely is aware of that. And it's for her. It's coming across that when you guys were at least under the same roof, there wasn't really obvious signs of affection that she gave you, which is something that you really needed and you deserved. It wasn't obvious. There wasn't. I'm getting like maybe there wasn't even like hugs or kisses. Types of really nurturing aspect. This wasn't the most nurturing mother, is what she's also saying. But once again, she's admiring because she's also saying that you are a better mother than I am, or you are a better parent than I am. So I don't know if you guys also have kids of your own, but this is a part of what she also admires about you. She's looking almost like looking up to you. I know it sounds weird, but it's really admired. She sees what you do with your home as in your family, your kids, or just simply your space, your environment. You choose to have a healthy, happy environment, a positive, uplifting environment, and that's something that she wished she could have gave you, and she knows she shouldn't. She wished you could have improved on that. But once again, there is a almost like, yo, you are the example that I should have been. Once again, she's apologizing. Now let's get into this card real quick. Hera, commitment. Hera is a legendary Greek goddess. She is the ultimate matriarch of Greek mythology. And before we get too deep into this, let me just say that she really, once again, this is how she sees you when it comes to your ability to nurture, your ability to just raise children, or just be the mother, the exemplary image of motherhood. She sees you as the highest degree of that. There's admiration, there's respect here that she gives you. And once again, it's like it's almost as if she's also saying that, maybe my way of maybe not being the best mother to you has shown you almost what not to do, and made you exceed her beyond measure. And there's some pride. There's some pride here that she has. But Hera, the thing about Hera, she is the matriarch, but she's widely known for her jealousy. Some parents, there are some things, some issues that some mothers have, when it comes to, especially like if it's a daughter relationship, like mother-daughter relationships are sometimes very complicated. And I don't know why that is. A lot of times father-daughter relationships are a lot more smoother, and maybe mother-son is a lot more smoother as well. But something about mother and daughter, that dynamic has sometimes been shown to be very tumultuous, you know? And with Hera, there's almost like, I don't want to say this example, but I'm going to say this because it's just, it's relevant in the sense that there's a lot of parents, especially like celebrity parents, who have their daughters, famous daughters, that you can just tell it's like you obviously are trying to vicariously live through them, or there is some type of jealousy, there's some type of animosity that you have towards your child. And the only example that they're bringing my mind to is there's this Black China, and she has a mother named Tokyo Toni. I never thought I would ever be using them as an example or in a reading, but y'all know how spirit goes. But those two, I've seen their dynamic. It can be absolutely toxic at times, but what I've noticed about Tokyo Toni, it absolutely comes across as jealousy. There's her daughter is exceeding her in every way. Now I'm not sure how Black China is as a mother, but when it comes to basically becoming a success and making a name for herself in some way, shape, or form, I believe that Tokyo Toni has, I don't know this for a fact, but this is just what I sense. But I do believe Tokyo Toni in some aspects is kind of mad or angry at the fact that she wasn't able to do that. And because of that, her daughter exemplifies something that she wished that she could have become. And because of that, that kind of creates a very fiery dynamic between the two of them. And that's what I kind of get for you and this mother sometimes. There is some jealousy. There is some desire that, you know, I'm the mother. I'm supposed to be the one that you look up to, but instead here I am looking up to you. One thing also about Hera also had an issue with, you know, Zeus was her husband. She was fiercely loyal to Zeus, even though Zeus may have not been the most loyal to her. And a lot of the times, Hera would blame the mistresses instead of blaming Zeus. Like she would even go as far as to maybe cause them physical harm or really exile them, something of that nature, like go beyond measure to really, you know, combat them. And that could be an issue for a lot of you guys. Sometimes what I'm getting with this mother spirit is like, there maybe have been times where maybe there was a partner that this person had, and sometimes you guys may have felt that they were more committed to that partner than they were to you. And that could have very much well been the case. It's almost as if they're continuously apologizing, and they've acknowledging a lot of the hurt and maybe some of the pain that they've caused. And once again, they are looking at you as you're the example, you're the version, or you're the example that I should have been. You're the person that I should have been, or you're the mother that I was supposed to be. And for that, I apologize. Powerful. She's saying that you're powerful. Queenly energy, goddess energy. This is also leadership type of energy. Once again, you march to the beat of your own drum. You really follow your heart. You do not follow what society has to say for you. You don't follow what even your mother has to say to you. You're going to do what you feel is right, and that's something that she feels is admirable. It's something that she wished she could have done herself. You have to understand, once again, there is obviously it's translating here in the 3D as like we don't get along, or we butt heads, but you guys are actually quite similar. And on top of that, there is a deep admiration that she has for you, and very, very proud of you. Once again, I don't feel like this is something that has ever been said and has ever been addressed and really been told to you. There actually is going to be a resolution. Now, it's not going to happen. It's going to happen unexpectedly, or there's going to be some type of resurgence. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be back to where it was, or maybe a completely different relationship. But what I'm saying is that there is going to be a time where we get to a place where it's like we're in a better place. Maybe it's not the best, but at the very least, it's amicable. We have to pay attention. She's saying that it's also admirable because it's like you care about her more than you show care to her more than she's ever shown care to you. I'm also, this is something I'm also going to say, some of you guys, this is like a mother who's already passed on. Because it's coming across up for some of you guys who they're saying things that they didn't say when they were alive. So, to go back to the previous message, there is going to be some type of resolution, as in some type of peace that you're going to have with this, somehow, some way. Maybe through this reading, I don't know, but there is. But overall, they're acknowledging that you two are, there's a psychic connection between you and this mother. I know that sounds strange to hear, but it's really, there's a reason behind that, and I'm sure we're going to get to that with the next card, but there's a psychic connection here between you two. I think you guys often think about each other a lot. You guys feel the same way. You guys may not express it as much. I think at any time there was attempts made to really communicate, it was during times where your mother also wanted to communicate with you and maybe never made the first move or attempt, never took the initiative to do so. She's also admiring your capacity to really to be emotional. I think that was one of the issues here, is that there was a lack of that within the bond, and it's quite synonymous with mothers typically, and this was probably one of the few cases in which it wasn't. But once again, you exemplify that you have the nurturing aspect, and so you are able to feel things, is what she's saying. You're able to feel things, even things that are not necessarily seen with the naked eye. You know, you're able to see things, you're able to feel things, and that's something that she's saying that I wasn't able to do. For some of you guys, this person is also trying to, or this mother is also trying to acknowledge maybe some of the things that she could have paid attention more to, as far as maybe if there was anything inappropriate happening within the household. This mother is acknowledging that she could have absolutely tried harder and not be as oblivious or pretend to be oblivious to the signs that were quite clear. But she's saying that you have the capacity to do that. The next card that we have is Glimpse. The card says indigo, rainbow, crystal children, and beyond. This is quite clear to me. Of those type of children, I would have to say you would lean more closely towards the indigo child. Excuse me. They're saying, yeah, so indigo child is what I get from you. And the indigo child is they're very peaceful, very loving children. However, they typically incarnate into environments that aren't necessarily the most healthy or necessarily the most positive. And it's to really initiate change, or really to inspire change, to really be the catalyst to that. They're also the activists. These are people who are going to do what they believe in, do what they feel is right. Even if the whole room disagrees, the indigo child will still stand in their own truth. Your mother is saying that that's what you are. For a lot of you guys will initiate some type of change within your mother, and some of you guys have already. You know, there's a lot. This mother is also saying there's time. You know, there's a lot to make up for. And for some of you guys, they will spend maybe their latter years of this incarnation to really make up for it and becoming more of a positive image of motherhood. But they're saying it's because of you. You inspired that. Pile number one, before we get into the last card, I have to tell you this. They're so proud of you. And it's probably something that you didn't want to hear, didn't probably expect to, or maybe you did, because obviously the topic is about mothers. But it's something that they're utilizing this time to really express to you now, because they know that you haven't heard it. At least you haven't heard as much as you should. You're very powerful. They're almost even sometimes even intimidated to you. It's something that they don't, or intimidated by you. This is the case in which the child is teaching the mother, and your mother's like, it should have been the other way around, but I'm grateful that it was you that taught me. The last card that we have. We have older woman. For a lot of you guys, this is the mother in question. And it's absolutely clear to me, but for some of you guys, this is the mother who has passed on. They're always around you, by the way. Always around you. I think even if this mother is still in this plane, this 3D plane, still alive, they are always around you as far as their energy goes. And once again, there's a psychic connection here. There's a very telepathic connection. You guys are, it's coming across as very soulmate-like, you and this mother of yours. Always connected, she's saying. Oh, we're always connected. And it's like the love that they have for you is being expressed now, because I never was able to express it to you. Well, I never did express to you in the 3D plane, or in the present, or even when you were growing up. She's apologizing again, and once again, she is proud of you. I'm gonna end it there. Pile number one. This was a tough one. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a tough one. But it needed to be said, and it needed to be expressed, and if this reading in some way helps with the process of peace, whether it's inner peace and outer peace, that I'm glad to have been a vessel for that. I'm honored for that. Despite how tough this was, pile number one, I hope you did find some enjoyment from this. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye. What is up, pile number two? This is for those who picked the Rose Quartz Crystal. We're about to find out, why does your mother love you? The cards that they gave us are the Queen of Swords. Okay, we also have the Six of Swords in reverse. We also have the Five of Cups. We also have number 21, Universe. This is also the World card. We also have Judgment. Oof. We also have Mary Magdalene. This is Unconditional Love. We also have this legend, Goddess Hecate. We're about to get into some things. We also have Watch Your Thoughts. We also have number 39, this is Shimmer. And we also have this card that we'll get into later. Pile number two, I love the energies thus far. First of all, your mother is, it's like she's saying that her whole life was for you. Like, she's saying that my whole purpose was to make sure that you came into this world, which, like, she's saying her whole purpose. But the main reason as to why your mother loves you, she loves you because you are the epitome of you have achieved the perfect balance when it comes to dark and light. I think you have the like, you have all, it's almost, she's also saying, like, I don't know if the father's in the picture, but it's almost as if she's saying that you also have parts of your father. Like, you have parts of me and you also have parts of your father. Like, you have the best of us. And I get that your mom is the light. Meaning the very more positive, uplifting, optimistic, very sweet, very kind, very nurturing, of course, as you would expect of a mother. But it's really like, yo, you are her everything. And the thing with you is, like, you show that side of her, that very loving, nurturing side of her, but you are also someone who isn't afraid of the shadow side. You're not afraid of also, even, this is not necessarily dark, but you're not afraid to express yourself in however way it may come about. You are someone who is incredibly true and authentic to who you are, but you still maintain that that loving nature that maybe some people don't necessarily get. But the point is, you have both qualities, and it's something that she loves about you. Like, once again, she keeps saying that I don't even think the father is really in the picture or was in the picture as much, but she's saying that you have the best of the both of us. Let's further expand on that. Let's begin. We have the Queen of Swords. So incredibly honest, incredibly true to yourself. She's also talking about your work. Very business-minded, a great business person to have. Like, she's saying that you are incredibly ambitious and you will be successful if you're not already. For some of you guys, this is a mother who has passed on, but she's saying she's wanting me to say. So this is not a sad reading though, so don't cry. This is not a sad reading, so you better not cry. This is not a sad reading. Some of you guys, this is a mother who's passed on, but because she's saying things that are going to happen for you that maybe has not happened yet, but you probably already know. Intelligent, great discernment, great judgments. This is, you have a very strong way of communicating. Once again, she's really going back to how you are when it comes to career. You're a no mess type of person, which she really admires. Like, you do not allow anyone to get over on you because they can't. Absolutely strong, absolutely powerful, respected. You have a presence about you that is very authoritative. Your mother said, I can never be that. I can never do that. I can never do that. Yeah. She's saying you will be successful. This is what's going to make you successful. This part of you will make you successful. So she's saying keep that part of you to the forefront. Also, this is very much the type of energy like, yo, if you are not, giving me what I need as far as like, if you're not reciprocating, if you're not loving, like, I don't have a problem cutting you off. Like, it's nothing for me, and that's something that she admires about you. We also have the Six of Swords in reverse. She recognizes that there are a lot of things that may have happened in your past. I also feel, for some reason, I'm getting the father figure. I'm not sure if the father was in the picture or is in the picture, but it's almost as if there was maybe some things that you sometimes think about. It's what your mother's sometimes thinking about, that maybe your father could have been there but wasn't, or something like that. And she sees you oftentimes really just charging on with the utmost optimism, the utmost positive, the most determined that you've ever been. I think that's part of the reason as to why you're so determined and so ambitious, and maybe you use maybe past experience that weren't necessarily as pleasant as motivation and drive to succeed even, or just to really live a more happier or positive life. She's saying why most people would fall victim to this, you don't. She's like, I can't. Like, she's almost in awe. Like you're, like, really, I'm your mom? Because you guys have a lot of differences, but once again, she's still proud that even as strong as a persona that I'm channeling at this very moment, or not channeling, but the strong that I sense from these cards and from what Spirit is saying, you still maintain that femininity, which encompasses nurture, beauty, intuition, emotions. That still is a part of you, and that's something that still translate quite beautifully, she's saying. It's like you have masculine, it's masculine and also feminine energy that you possess, and it's coming across very beautifully as a balance. Not something that combats with each other, but something that actually complement one another and work well together. You're the embodiment of this. Five of Cups. I think for a lot of you guys, there is some distance. Some of you guys could be like in a big city, while this mother could be like in a countryside type of place. Some of you guys, this could be, once again, a mother who has already passed on. This is the longing. This is the missing. This is the even tears sometimes. But she's saying not to cry. Not to cry. I'm always with you, especially within dreams, especially and just energetically. She's also saying. Dreams especially though. So pay attention to those, but she's saying not to cry. I'm always with you. But once again, she finds it beautiful. The vulnerability. Like once again, you have this hard, maybe hard exterior sometimes, but it's not necessarily like it could be seen as a way of protecting your heart and protecting your self from individuals who don't necessarily deserve your energy. But once again, she's admiring the fact that even with that, you still have a beautiful vulnerability that is sometimes shown. Once again, it's about the balance with you that she just admires about you. And it's beautiful. The vulnerability that you show is beautiful. Number 21, this is the universe. Once again, you are my world. You're my everything. She's saying that I knew that I did not fulfill my purpose. The whole point of me coming here was to have you, is what she's also saying. This is very either only child energy or favorite child energy. Like, it's one of those cases. So if you have siblings, sorry to them. I'm sure your mother loves them as well, but you're my pride and joy. It's you that when I look back at, I know, okay, I did something right. Job well done. Extremely proud. She's also saying that, once again, she loves the fact that you are her. Like, she's saying you are me. But once again, the father figure, there's a part of your father that also is you. But once again, you have the both best aspects of both of them. I'm also getting like masculine and feminine energy. I'm not sure if that's something that also translate in how you identify yourself. But overall, it's something that she truly admires and kind of wish that she also shared. But at the very least, once again, you are her pride and joy. That's what she keeps saying. You're her everything. One thing she's also saying is that you're very goal-oriented. You're someone who will absolutely achieve everything that you set your mind to and really are determined to achieve. You will achieve it. There's a big goal or wish that you want to fulfill or achieve, and she's saying you absolutely will achieve that. Whatever that is for you, could be a career goal, it could even be a romantic goal. The point is, whatever it is, she's also saying that you have the ability to really create a world that you see fit. And I think that's something that she's seeing you do as you watch this video. Your life currently, she sees the path that you take. She sees that the choices that you make is truly true to what not only your heart wants, but what your soul wants. And you follow that unapologetically. This is also very much magician energy. Someone who's able to manipulate the energies of the universe, and also to have some type of deep connection with the universe that maybe isn't so obvious. Like maybe you're not the most, like you're not like a monk, or you're not, being, because I get a very practical individual from you, very practical, very much in the 3D, but the underlying theme is that there is some aspect about you that is still spiritual. Once again, that's the feminine and that's the masculine energy. You know how to maneuver to where you can utilize both of those facets of energies. And with those two, you're going to create, or have been creating, the life that you've always envisioned for yourself. She's proud of your achievements. She's proud of all the goals that you've made, and she's saying you have a lot more to achieve, and you will achieve it. We have Judgment. Here it is. There's this father figure. I'm not sure if there's a father in that was in the picture, but this is your mom speaking. She's asking you to have compassion, because this is that Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is in you. It's like, like even if my father tried to come back into my life or really tried to communicate, don't try to communicate with me now just because I'm successful now. She's saying have more compassion, because she's saying that you do have the capacity to be compassionate, because you are me. Once again, it's the balance. You have your judgment is swift, and oftentimes she wishes that some things could be a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more nurturing. But once again, she knows that oftentimes you do make the right decisions. You're intelligent, but there's also intuition here. There's a combination of both. Very powerful, very powerful. Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. This is the part of you that your mother is truly feels that this is what you get from me, pretty much. Like, this is when she's the most proud, when you show this side of yourself. This is what we're talking about. Even with that swift, maybe even sometimes fierce judgment, it's coupled with this, the unconditional love. In her mind, that's perfection, is what she's saying. In her opinion, that's perfection. Yeah. You show some people, you accept people for who they are, you love people initially, and even if there's even a falling out or there's a point in where you have to cut them off, you still love them. There's also a love for just humanity, in general, this is divine love as well. This is divine, meaning the purest type of love. She's saying that you're also the embodiment. You're the embodiment of that. She also feels like you are maybe, this is like maybe your most, maybe if you don't want to admit it, this is actually your most dominant trait or dominant personality trait. This is where you feel more like yourself, your true authentic self, when you are able to showcase your emotional capacity. You are able to show people how much you love them, tell people how much you love them, help people, uplift people, be a light to other people. This is, once again, it's the divine. She's referring to as sublime and also divine. She's saying that she's the most proud of you because of that as well. And this is what you show to anyone and everyone. Of course, there's also times in which some people may not deserve it, but initially this is how you approach people. This is what you give to everyone. Let's get into this. We have Hecate. Legendary. This is illumination. Hecate is a goddess of witchcraft. Only reason why I really know Hecate is because I was watching this show on Netflix called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I didn't finish, but one of the characters was that was mentioned, or I think one of the characters is Hecate, goddess Hecate, and she's a goddess of witchcraft. And of course, witchcraft sometimes have a darker element. Darker doesn't mean evil, though. Know that. Just a dark, just mysterious occult energy, which is something that I have to say with you. But we're talking about magnetism. There's a certain charm or element about you that's very mystique, mysterious, even sexy. This is a part of who you are. And maybe this is also something that translates to what we refer to as a magician type of energy. So there is magic with you. You could be somewhat of a master manipulator, sorceress, you could be someone who actually practices witchcraft. But the funny thing with Hecate as well is that she's a part of the underworld as well. So this is the darker aspect of who you are. There's something a little bit more, once again, we're not talking about evil. We're just talking about more of the mystery, the secretive, the occult, that type of energy, you know what I mean? And sometimes even more the things, taboo things, people don't want to talk about. But Hecate is actually a very loving individual. Very misunderstood all the time, but very loving. The story of, what was her name? Persephone. Although Persephone was not Hecate's daughter, Persephone spent a lot of time in the underworld, of course, if you guys know the story of Persephone. And Hecate was sort of like a surrogate mother to Persephone, and illuminated the underworld so that she can travel back to the above layers of earth. So to return to her other mother, which was Demeter. So this card is here to not only say that a lot of you guys are very magical, and this is what your mother loves about you. She feels you are not. That's why she's so in disbelief that she's like, you are for me, or I'm your mother. Like, I raised you. Because it's disbelief in the most positive and most pleasant way. Because you are shaping up, or you have shaped up to be such a powerful individual. Someone who maybe sometimes could be misunderstood, especially with the Queen of Swords. There's some thorns here, but you're still a rose. You're still nurturing. You still are the embodiment of love. And the one thing about Hecate as well, the Hecate also has torches. She actually has twin torches, twin flames, if you will. So for a lot of you guys, this mother is also sharing that there will be a partner that will absolutely be your match. Your match, your complete and total match. This is, yeah. She showed me the Lover's card. So there will be a significant romantic partner that you will be in that will be your absolute match. Because she's saying that you're second to none. Like, there's no one else like you. You may also feel that way too. Like there's no one who's really, in the most humble way, on my level. But she's saying you will find a partner that is of that match, who shares the same magical aspect of yours, who has a great balance of masculine and feminine energy, and someone who's quite ambitious, and I feel someone who's quite able to create a life for them that they also envision for themselves. I think this further reiterates the balance of dark and light that you embody. Because it's important to also embrace the darkness as well. And that's something that you do quite beautifully. Wow, oh my gosh, I got chills. Now we have watch your thoughts. This also speaks about the magical aspect of you. This is manifestation abilities. This is also a reminder from your mother to really maintain this balance. It's important to keep that in check. You have to keep both sides in check, the light and the dark. Too much light, oh, okay, well, it's okay if you, disrespected me. It's okay that you, used me. It's okay that you took me for granted. Like, that's an excessive amount of light. We need to balance that out. You know what I mean? The same can be said for an excessive amount of dark elements. But this is a reminder to really keep that in balance. And oftentimes you do that, and once again, you do it beautifully. The card says it's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Yeah, some of you guys, I do feel like there is a relationship that you really want. And if you don't necessarily put the energy out there, it's something that you are doing subconsciously. Once again, you may feel like, oh, well, there's no one who's ever on my level. Or you are someone who's always the type of person that will help anybody, in any way, shape that you want. Not to say that you are someone who is taken advantage of oftentimes, because you're someone who will absolutely nip that in the bud if necessary, or cut people off. You're not a wallflower, or you're not a doormat at all. But what your mother is also saying is that, once again, you do have the ability to create what you desire and what you envision. Your thoughts, in your case, absolutely have power, and it will be a reflection to your reality. So it's important that you make sure that it's at the highest level of good, so that, because it will also reflect the negative. But once again, powerful mind that transcends the realms 3D and 5D. The planes. It transcends the planes. Like, next color we have is number 39. Shimmer, glamour, confidence, allure, charisma. Exactly. This is the Hecate energy. The Hecate energy. People can't help but to be drawn to you. Just like a moth to a flame. They can't help but be drawn to you. Which is why it's important for you to keep that sword sharp. That sword of discernment sharp. You know that already though. Because there's going to be people that are good for you and people who are not necessarily the best for you. You shine. You're a star. This aspect about you, once again, she's saying it's going to make you successful in some endeavor. The endeavor in question has not been revealed, she's saying, has not been presented to you yet, but it will. And you'll know it. The big event, like you may have other jobs here and there, but we're talking about the golden opportunity, whatever that may be. So, once again, there's a certain magnetism that you have that could also be said about Hecate, and you embrace that energy about yourself. You're proud about the energy. In most cases, she's also saying that it was in her day. She's saying in her days, but it's like she was taught to always only present this part of yourself. You know, like she was expected to only present this part. Now, it just so happened that this is truly who she was or who she is, but she was taught that this is only the way that you have to be, the nurturing aspect, the motherly aspect. But you are the beautiful contradiction of that. You embrace this, but you also embrace this, the part of yourself that people don't like to talk about or people believe you should be ashamed of. But instead, it creates an aspect about you that just truly shines, and people are drawn to you. Wow. I love this. Pile number 2. The last card that we have. This is a month of the year. This is June. So obviously this could be a month of when you were born. What I'm mostly getting about is this imagery, which is an angel. For a lot of you guys, you were somewhat called like a miracle baby, or maybe a baby in which she's tried so many times to have. And maybe there were complications. Maybe there were times in which the doctor said, this baby will only have so and so amount to live, and yet you're going on to live a full life. I almost feel like there was complications, or there was just a struggle to get you here, which is why they feel like your mere existence is miraculous. And you continue to show that in just your everyday being. Even if your mother doesn't have proof, she truly believes that you are of angelic presence or of otherworldly presence, like you are something that is out of this world. And she knew that since birth. Pile number 2. The struggle for me in this readings, and I did not anticipate it, was not getting too emotional, really, because so far it's been quite emotional, but for a very good reason, because I feel the love, and I think, and I know you do too. This is a mother who's very obvious, very they show their love. Like, this is not a secret how much they love you. So proud of you. So proud of you. So, pile number 2. I'm gonna leave you there before you see me bawling. I hope that you enjoyed it. I did. This is one of my favorites. But I hope you enjoyed this as well. And if you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you guys next time. Bye. What is up? Pile number 3. This is for those who picked the Citrine stone. We're about to find out, why does your mother love you? The cards that they gave us are the 4 of Cups in reverse. We also have the 10 of Swords in reverse. We also have the Chariot. Love that. We also have number 4, Heart Chakra. This is basically the heart chakra. Emotions, of course. We also have Envy. We also have Yamanya, Golden Opportunity. We have Pele, Purpose. Such a striking image. We have Accept Heaven's Help. We have number 15, Stolen in Her Sleep. And this card that we'll get into later. Pile number 3. What's interesting about this pile, and which your mother would really like to express, is that there's a very obvious connotation with what this reading is giving. There's the theme here for some reason. Yes, she's going to express why she loves you, or why they love you. But it's also being expressed in a way in which it's meant to inspire and instill hope in you, because especially when it comes to career, there's this very career driven, this message is, and I get the sense that this is something that you're currently experiencing or dealing with or worried about. And so your mother really wants to give you some type of reassurance and some a boost of optimism and confidence when it comes to your career within the message as well. Yeah. Let's begin. We have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So for you, I'm getting that your mother wants to express that there's a lot that has happened, especially when it comes to careers. Like maybe some things that you didn't want to happen, but your mother is saying it was supposed to happen. She's saying that, something better is coming. This was meant to happen. Something better is coming. And it's what they love about you is the fact that even though it may have been hard, and maybe it still is hard to see it from that perspective, you are at the very least very open. You're also very adaptable. You're someone who maybe had to learn by way of experience and tough experiences, but you've grown, and you maybe dwelled in the sadness or the darkness for some time. However, you came out stronger. And with the Four of Cups, there is an indication that there is going to be an opportunity that's presented to you. The difference is that this opportunity is almost like a blessing in disguise, or maybe something that you didn't expect. Like, there could be a part of you that wants to reject it. This could be a part of you that makes you feel uncomfortable about it because it's something that you've never done before. But you are coming in as very fearless, is what your mother is saying. Very fearless in this. Very courageous. This is a risk even that you're taking that most people would never do. Or because it could be very different, or it could be very niche, or it could be just something unconventional what you're doing, and that your mother's kind of proud that you're doing something different. Now, this mother may not necessarily have been the most supportive of this at first, but she will understand. Your mother's higher self is speaking. So she's also saying that you're taking a very calculated risk, and it will gain high rewards. So it's that nature of you. You're willing to be open and really give something a chance if you really feel drawn to it. You're very adaptable when it comes to situations that are a little bit more intense to go through, maybe not as pleasant to go through. You are someone who is able to see it, maybe after some time, see it from a higher perspective and learn from it and apply it to future experiences. You're going to do that with, like, something that happened that was probably unpleasant to go through. I'm getting like losing a job or something like that will show you that was supposed to happen by way of a new opportunity coming through that you're going to fully embark on because you're courageous and and this is not a mirror of like, okay, I'm just doing it because I just needed a job. No, because once again, there is some fear here in the sense that it makes you uncomfortable. Like, should I do this? Am I supposed to do this? I don't know that this is for me. But once you do it, you realize it's perfect for you. She's saying that she could have never done that. She could never do that. She could never do that. But that could also be because, once again, this mother is coming from a generation in which you were supposed to do exactly what is expected of you, not something unorthodox like what some of you guys may be pursuing. Now we also have 10 of Swords in reverse. She's acknowledging that, yes, you have maybe taken some time to really get over certain situations that needed to leave or needed to end. And it still may be parts of you that misses or maybe wish that it happened differently. But your mother is really saying like, yo, it had to end. It's time. It's about time that you move on from it. Once again, I do feel like it's career related because she's also showing me like the Magician card, meaning that you kind of have the talent and the power to really create something new or create something different or create an opportunity out of what you would maybe consider to be misfortune. But this is actually, once again, I'm getting a blessing in disguise type of energy. Something that is seemingly bad happened, but something good is going to come out of it, or something good will follow because of that ending. So although you're human and you will experience these type of emotions, there is some optimism that you still keep. There's some faith that you still keep. There's some hope that you still keep. And there's a confidence as well that you have that shines even through the darkest of times. Chariot card. I love that this is the ending of our 3 tarot card in this reading. I love that. A Chariot card. Career related, absolutely, I'm getting for you guys. The only reason why, because they keep showing, I mean, you probably won't be able to tell this from this, but what I'm saying is that your mother keeps showing me images that are career related. Your life currently may be feeling very unstable, very directionless, and you may not know where exactly to go, but all will be revealed soon. A lot of things are happening, your mother is saying, that is beyond your control. But the thing about you is, like, even though you may not know where you're going, there still is some focus that you keep. There still is an end goal that you want to achieve, whether it's like maybe the type of life that you want to have, or how successful do you see yourself, or maybe a particular field, a specific field or career that you see yourself having. You will get there, absolutely. It's not without its challenges though, but these challenges only make you stronger. It's what your mom's saying. You overcome obstacles. In the midst of maybe a chaotic time in your life, there's still balance within you. There's still focus, there's still drive. You've never given up. There's tenacity here. Once again, she's saying that in most cases, people would have given up. People would have maybe changed direction, changed courses. But it's you, it's your willpower, your sheer willpower that she's admiring at this moment. There's an intense desire here to really succeed. For some of you, the intense desire it's being amplified because it's also, your mom has a lot to do with that. Maybe there is a connection between you and your mom in which you want to make her proud. And you know, by being successful will be the epitome of that. Especially if you got foreign parents, trust me, I understand. I know that type of pressure that some of you guys could be feeling, but there still is a genuine desire from your own perspective, from your own wants and needs, that really wants to become successful. It's not just because this is what also your mom wants, although she may be the inspiration behind that. What I also love about this is that this is not the Magician card. This is the Chariot card, but she's holding a wand. The figure is holding a wand here. Meaning you have, once again, everything that's happening, a lot of things that's happening is beyond your control. And this does not negate the fact that you are talented. You have exactly all the tools that you need, all the skills that you need in order to become successful. That's something that's innate with you, but I also feel like some of you guys could have absolutely went to school, did all the things that you needed to do in order to ensure success. It's that drive. You have you're a force, your mother is saying. It's like no obstacle will ever be able to stop you. We have the heart chakra. This is what's driving you. There's an intense desire. This is what your heart wants. You want to be successful. This is what you dreamed of. This is what your inner child wants. This is what your soul wants for you. The success that you want also wants you. And it will never die, that desire. This is the tenacious spirit that you have. This is that drive. This is that undying desire. And some may think it's maybe naive, but it's not something that you believe. Like, you don't believe that this is naive. You don't believe it's wrong to have ambition. But it's coming from a very emotional, heart-filled space. Your mother is saying you're 100% valid in having those desires. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. Because this is truly what you want. This is nothing superficial. This is truly what you want. You will follow your heart. And that's something that she also is, that's also what she loves about you, that you will follow your heart. And that's what's been your compass thus far. And it's has proven to be unstoppable. She's also acknowledged you've been through a lot. It's like you've been through so much. I don't know what that would entail, but they're saying, your mom's saying you've been through so much. There's a lot of things, and then once again, there's pressure here, and I think they're bringing me back to the example, especially if you have foreign parents or just any parents in which you feel drawn to make them proud, and by doing so, it means to be successful, to have a successful child. This could also be a indication that maybe you are one of many children in which there is a pressure to where you can maybe stack up or really just be, as successful as one of the previous child, things like that. That could also be playing a part. But once again, it's despite all of that, you truly have a desire, your own desire, to be successful. And that's why you're doing it. You're not doing it for anybody else, really. You're doing it for yourself, and that's what your heart wants. And it's integrity that you have. Envy. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Exactly. It's you. She's acknowledging that you could have probably been someone who is no stranger to a feeling of envy, because you're human, and it's normal to put in a lot of work into whatever you're trying to pursue or trying to obtain, and seeing others maybe with less amount of effort surpass you, especially if there's a sibling type of rivalry type of thing. She's acknowledging that, but she's saying that you can have what they have, or and to put it more simply, what's yours is coming for you. You know what I mean? Like what's theirs is theirs, and what's yours is yours. What's meant for you is meant for you. And everyone has their own journey. She finds you to be incredibly humble, and it's the type of humility that will last you this entire journey, because it's necessary. Because the type of success that I'm seeing for you and what they're making me feel is going to be big success. So in order to balance that, in order for not to be twisted or warped by that, this was kind of necessary to build this type of foundation, this type of humble beginning, so that when you do have it, you will continue to remain grateful. There still is an immense amount of gratitude that your mom is wanting to acknowledge about you, and she loves about you. Like, despite the fact that you see everybody else maybe fulfilling their dreams, especially at a particular age. A lot of us had envisioned ourselves to be a certain place in our life at a particular age, and oftentimes we pass that age and we still are not that point in our life. That's because everyone has their journeys. We may not know exactly how the journey may unfold, but the point is, we know the goal. And despite what you see, what everybody else is getting and everybody else is achieving, I think you do recognize that it is important to still remain grateful and vigilant, and remember that it's your own journey, and that what's yours is yours. This is also a reminder that your mother is saying, especially for those with siblings, that she's almost saying like everyone will be successful, just in different ways or in different times. So remember that. Especially if you have the desire. If you have the desire to be successful, you will be successful. It just may happen differently than others and in different times than others. Now we also have Yamanya. This is golden opportunity. Once again, there is a heavy emphasis about career in this reading. This may be what you've been going through this entire time for a while, and your mother, at least your mother's higher self, absolutely senses you needed to hear this message in relation to career. So first and foremost, you've remained focused, and it's going to be paid off. You've always had the intention out there that you wanted to be successful, and there's going to be a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough. New doors are opening, new opportunities is going to be presenting you. Once again, there's one big opportunity, like we mentioned in the Four of Cups here, and it's going to be quite different than what you probably expect, but you will grab it. You will grab that opportunity. You will. It's a leadership role of sorts. It's like a leadership role. So it may take some of you guys out of your comfort zone, but you are absolutely fit for this. Also, your mother is also saying that you have great business instinct as well. When it comes to money and making it, you will instinctively know how to do it. That's in your nature. And that's despite what number your bank account says currently. Because once again, a lot of things are happening that are beyond your control. And this is mainly about timing. It's just a matter of time. And your time is coming. You know what I mean? You will have your moment. You will have your breakthrough. It's imminent. And what she's proud of is the fact that you've remained steadfast. You remained vigilant in your dreams and in your goal. And you didn't give up. And the fruit of your labor will soon show. You can't see it now, though. But subconsciously, you do know that something's coming. Something's about to give. Big, big, big opportunity here. This is a life-changing opportunity. And you will grab it. And you will excel in whatever this is. Once again, you have all the skills, your mother is saying. All the skills You're very talented. We have Pele. This is purpose. The interesting about this goddess, I don't really know much about this goddess, but I do know that this is Hawaiian, I think. But this is like, I don't know what she's the goddess of, but I know she's absolutely associated with volcanoes and eruption, like that type of fiery energy, explosive type of energy. Your mother is saying something is really about to pop and you cannot see it. Something is about to explode in the best possible way and you do not see it coming. But it's a result, once again, of your tenacious spirit, your drive, the ambition that you have, that fire that you have. That's the result of this. Or this is the result of that. The card says purpose. Your mother is saying that the way that you navigate through this life is with such meaning, and it's not superficial. There's something more deep. You're once again, it's not just because I want to be successful or I'm going to be successful because I want to. It's more like I want to be successful because I know I'm meant to be. There's something a little bit more deeper to where that passion and drive comes from. Basically, what's also happening is that we're reaching that very fiery climax in this journey of yours. And it's going to be a big one and a very positive, good one. I think so far when it comes to your career, it's been very and maybe even this. But it's about to do this and then boom. At this moment, when you're watching the video, you don't see it coming, but you feel it coming. And they're saying, your mother's also saying it's going to be something that's going to further propel you in life, but also remove anything that has been weighing you down. And I do believe she's referring to any type of pressure or burden that you may feel being a child of your mother, maybe amongst other siblings. It's going to be something that really sets you apart in your own way. But once again, it's what the main thing to really take from this is that fiery passion, that energy that you possess, that no obstacles will ever be able to withstand. That there's an opportunity that's really going to be the presence of this opportunity, and when this opportunity presents itself, you're going to realize, this is what I've been led towards this entire time. Once again, she's also admiring your ability to really follow a path, even if you don't necessarily know where it's leading you. But the thing is, you feel that it's the right thing to do. It's what I'm meant to do. And not many people can do that. And for that, she's very proud of you. Even if that's not something that's been stated by her. We have accept heaven's help. With this card, I'm really getting that you guys are incredibly independent, very independent. Even during times in which you are going through tough times, you are the type of child in which you will not call mom and dad for help, even if you really need it. or you're the type of child in which your mom moms always know, but moms will always know that, hey babe, are you doing okay? Are you, like, is everything good? You can always call me if you need help, and you'll be the child to be like, yeah, everything's good. But your mom secretly already knows that something is not going as planned, or you're feeling, very saddened by a loss of a job or a loss of something else. She'll always know. But once again, it's admirable, that fierce independence that you display and that you embody. But the message is also clear in saying that it's also okay to receive help as well. It's nothing to be ashamed of. The next card that we have is, we have stolen in her sleep. We have unaware, unconscious, unawakened. Once again, this is referring to following a path that you can't see, having faith, which is into something that isn't quite here yet. It's also about following a dream in which maybe history and maybe just people have told you or shown you that wasn't what you should be doing, but you felt that it was still the right thing to do. It was still the right path for me. This is also an indication that, once again, a lot is happening behind the scenes that have yet to reveal. A lot of the result of your work and the parts of your journey that you will enjoy has yet to be revealed. You can't see it yet. But once again, we're reaching a fiery climax to where everything will now make sense. To where you'll know what exactly has been pulling you forward and what exactly is the goal or the career choice, even in the path. Where is the path taking you? So, pile number 3, your mother really is speaking about work, because that's very much important to you. Career, success. And so, I love the way she eloquently tied the two together for you, and telling you how or why she loves you, but still incorporating other messages that you want or maybe even just need to hear when it comes to your career, and letting you know that not all is lost, that nothing was wasted. Any false starts that you've ever had, it's all for something that's coming. There's a purpose. And she's acknowledging that you've always known that, even if you never knew why. Subconsciously, you've always known that. And even though I may not understand it, as far as your mom saying, even though I may not understand it, her 3D self may have not understand it, I accepted it and respected it. And I knew that you knew better than I did. And she's so proud of you for trusting that part of yourself. Because it's something that I probably could have never done. The last part that we have. Sorrow over a loss. Exactly. Yeah, there was something that ended here. And I do feel like it's money. It's something career related which is why this whole thing has a sub theme of career. There was a loss of a job, loss of income, loss of finance, something of that nature. And your mother is here to tell you that your drive, your passion, your strong desire is something that you should be proud of, because it's the exact things that are going to lead you to what's going to make up for this loss 10 times over. Even more than that, because this is the golden opportunity that we're referring to. Golden opportunity, which is the Ace of Pentacles. It's a gift as well, a well-deserved gift for your hard work, for your tenacious spirit once again, and also for your drive, your desires, your wishes, for letting that lead you. Even if you didn't know where the path was going to take you, you still may not know where the path may take you, because like I said, you may not see any of this happening yet, but it will happen. And that's a part of you that always knew that. There's a part of you that always knew it was still happening. Your big break, you knew that was going to happen, despite any obstacles. And your mom is just overwhelmed with pride and joy because of that. For you. So although you may have lost something, she's saying there's something to still celebrate in that. Because you did maybe the unthinkable or unimaginable by really becoming even stronger, becoming more determined, becoming more driven. And it's almost as if she's saying that the universe has no other choice but to ensure that you do become successful. So, pile number 3. I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. And I hope that you enjoy it as well. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye. What is it? Pile number 4. This is for those who picked the Amethyst stone. We're about to find out, why does your mother love you? The cards that they gave us are the 9 of Wands in reverse. We also have the 4 of Swords in reverse. We also have the Fool card in reverse. We have number 9, Suffering in Silence. This is also the 9 of Swords. We have Empathy. We have Artemis, Guardian. And we have this legend, Persephone, Cycles. We have Simplify Your Life. We have The Green Man's Bride. So pile number 4. What's interesting about this pile is your mother will express why does she love you? But it's also being coupled with a message about love when it comes to relationships. There's a strong desire on your end to really want to experience true love and to really be with a partner who you love unconditionally as well as they love you unconditionally. And you're going to get that. Your mother is also acknowledging, though, that she, the phrase that she chose to use was you went through hell and back. And I believe that could pertain to your history of love. Or that could also pertain to a current relationship that you're going through. But hell and back, hell and back, hell and back. You've been through a lot. So one of the things that she is beginning with is that you have an immense amount of strength, but at the same time it's coupled with a lot of warm compassion, a huge heart that you have. And oftentimes it wasn't necessarily treated with care. It was oftentimes maybe even taken for granted. And although you do not necessarily, although you don't not necessarily, you don't view yourself as a doormat or anything like that, but you still have understanding of people and maybe why they act and why they do things the way that they do. You still want to accept certain types of behaviors though, because you still know that there is going to be someone else who's going to be right for you. There's a real, I get this sense with you love love. I really do. You're a lover, and you love to experience love, you love to see love, you embody love, and there's going to be someone who also resonates to that energy, who vibrates on that energy level. And that will be the person for you. For a lot of you guys, it could be the person that you're currently with. It's just that they're going to go through an evolution to where they'll become that person. But for most of you guys, it's someone coming in that you have yet to meet. Let's begin. Nine of Wands. I'm getting, I don't usually talk about this, but if it's being said, I'm obligated to say it. I am getting someone who could have been victims of whether it's abuse of any kind, especially when it comes to relationships. You were the victim. But the thing is, like, you were the victim, but she's reiterating that you may have been wounded, but you were not defeated. You know what I mean? And what it did instead was really empowered you. So she's acknowledging that. I'm also going to say that she could have been, I think this is a pattern. This is a repeating cycle. I think this mother of yours also had maybe experienced abusive relationships. But the difference is that you actually broke it. You broke the cycle. You broke the pattern by standing up for yourself, standing for what you actually truly want, and not allowing this situation in your life to really dictate who you are and who you will become and what you experience moving forward. Your mother could have been someone who just stayed in a relationship for whatever reason that she had. But you could have been one person who maybe either left that relationship, left what you decide was not best for you, which took an incredible amount of courage and strength. Or you could have been very vocal, someone who's very vocal about what it is that you deserve. We also have Four of Swords in reverse. She's also acknowledging that you're giving yourself time. You're giving yourself time, and you know that you're respecting your body's wishes. You're respecting your own mental space, respecting your own energy. I think for a lot of you guys, there is an unfulfilled wish when it comes to love and relationships that you have yet to experience. And I do believe it's true love, unconditional love. And despite that, some of you guys could be single, but yet the desire is still there despite it not necessarily have been manifested yet, or you haven't yet to experience. The desire is still there, but you are absolutely taking this time to recover and to listen to what your body needs at this very moment. I think you probably come from a background, a lot of you guys, that people constantly ask, oh, are you single? Like, where is the girlfriend? Where is the boyfriend? Or where is the partner? Like, you could probably been someone who doesn't allow yourself to succumb to the pressure of society. And it's more so like, I'm choosing to not be in a relationship. I'm choosing to be single. If me being single means that I have to wait, or what I'm saying is, like, if I have to wait in order to really be in a relationship that I truly feel loved in, then I'll be single. While most people will be like, time's ticking or something of that nature, you know. Your mother's like, I could have never done that. I could have never done that. So once again, this is really healing energy that you guys are almost going through like a very, this cycle in your life is the recovery. So for a lot of you guys, this is the aftermath of maybe a very traumatic romantic relationship experience. Or this could also be a recovery from a display of romance that, like, maybe the first example of love that you ever received was from your own mother and your father or their partner. And it wasn't a very positive one. So for you, it's like, I'm not going to repeat that pattern. Like, if being married or being in a relationship means I have to go through what my mom went through, then I'd just rather be single. And some of you guys have learned or have experienced relationships and learned that maybe is the best option for you now. But the point is, what your mom is saying is that you will do what's best for you, regardless of what anyone may feel or think about you. And in this case, I just feel like you guys are healing, recovering. And if you guys are single, this is singlehood in which it's not necessarily, you don't see it as a bad thing like some people may do. You don't see it as, like a punishment. Like, oh, why am I single? Your concern would be more so like, why aren't there any good partners left or something like that? Which would also answer the question of why am I single, But yeah. You absolutely abide to your own needs before the needs of others. And that may sound selfish, but you would be doing yourself a disservice if you did not. And that's what should be prioritized. And your mother's saying that's something that I didn't do for myself. Fool card in reverse. So what's happening now in your life, pile number 4, is that there is subconsciously an energy that is rejecting love. Whether you may be doing it or you may be rejecting it as far as consciously. And I think your mother even knows this, whether she's alive or she's passed on. She knows this somehow. Maybe this is your mother is someone who's trying to set you up on dates and things like that. You're like, no, I don't want that. Or no, or making these type of reasons. What's happening is that the universe is actually giving you an opportunity for love here. There's a very loving connection that's really trying to make itself known to you. But the Fool card in reverse indicates that I'm not willing to really take the risk or the chance, and this is possibly because I've been hurt. So what the thing to take away from this is that your mother finds that to be, once again, admirable. Like, you are not going to, if it risks having, you're not going to take the risk of, like, if getting into a relationship means risking your individuality, your freedom even in some way, shape, or form, then I'm not going to do it. But what your mother is also saying is that there is a relationship there that will allow you to still be independent, still be free. Relationship, unfortunately, has maybe given the impression that you're being tied down, you're being trapped. Especially like marriage and things like that. Marriage can sometimes give you that impression. But your mother's saying that you're in a way, it's something that she admires you for, because you are someone who is putting yourself first over anything. It's the good type of selfish. But if you're not too careful, it could inadvertently or maybe purposely reject potentials for love. Because once again, it's like the opportunity for love is already kind of around you, or has already been presented to you, but it's going to keep coming. So you don't have to worry about that. It's going to keep coming until you finally be open enough to accept it. Because it's happening. It's almost like it's fated to happen, this connection that's coming through for you. So also what your mom is saying is that they love the fact that you have a high self-worth, high self-esteem. You value yourself so highly, and you would not accept anything less than great, than what you deserve. Yeah. Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. So this is strength, but this is also strength in which I think everybody else sees you as very strong and independent. But what your mom also knows that maybe you don't know is that underneath that, there is a sadness of sort. There is a sadness. There is a longing for something. There is a longing. There's also a wish there. And I do believe it pertains to wanting a relationship and love. I don't think this is something that you oftentimes express. You could be someone who often expresses the opposite. But it's more so like, I see right through that, your mom is saying. Like, I know my own child. And I know that you do secretly want to experience love. But once again, she's coming back with the statement that I'm not just going to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. Like, I'm not gonna, if it means, you know, like, I'm not desperate. You know what I mean? And that's what she's admiring as well, is that you're just going to accept the absolute best, as you should. You're not going to settle. And yes, it gets lonely at times, but there still is hope. I still have hope. One thing that your mother is also saying, that it is important to this healing process. I feel like this is a healing process, even a recovery process for a lot of you guys. It's important to really allow this to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Don't force it, and I think that's what you're doing as well. You're not forcing it, and I think there's a part of you that has that your mom also acknowledges. It's a part of you that has just an inner knowing that you will get the type of relationship that you do desire. There's a very heightened discernment that you also have, which is why it's so easy for you to be like, nah, not for me, no, even without even meeting them, really. So it's like your mother wants you to be happy in a relationship, but she respects that it's going to be on your time. It's going to be when you feel it's right. So you're incredibly independent by choice, and she respects that. She may still just worries, and she wishes that you have somebody there with you, but she acknowledges that you don't feel it's necessary. And it would be because I want it. If I want someone, if I'm in a relationship, it's because I want to be, not for the sake of comfort or for the sake of, because that's what I'm expected. We also have empathy. One thing I like about this as well is that there's in compassion. I do feel like for some of you guys could have went through a relationship that was traumatic or maybe even abusive, and you guys are able to see it from a higher perspective. I think you guys, instead of being like, I hate that person or I blah blah blah, it's more so like, you know what, I forgive them. I can't forget it, but I forgive them. I can understand that this person's going through their own inner turmoils that they have yet to unpack. Like, you can see it from that way. Doesn't mean that we're going to stay in the relationship now. Of course not that. Because you still are going to do what's best for you. And remaining in a relationship would not be honoring that. But at the same time, you still see the human aspect of, or just not even the human aspect, but the divinity of what we humans are on a soul level, and you see them as such. There's compassion, there's great compassion. It's a big heart here. And once again, my mother's also saying that not everyone honored that, not everyone respected it, not everyone reciprocated that. Yeah. Artemis, this is Guardian. So what this card could also be indicating is that a lot of you guys have a very protective energy, but I do feel like it's a protective of your own energy a lot of the times. And I think when you're in a relationship as well, it's something that also is exhibited by way of how you love. But this is also indicating that your mom is incredibly protective over you as well. And if your mom has passed on, she's always watching you. She's always with you. She comes by way of animals, birds even. This in this picture, I believe it's like a deer, but birds is one of the big things that are one of the ways that your mother comes to you and speaks to you. Yeah, there is there's huge divine presence around you, meaning you may have a huge spirit team as well. And they're also saying you're not alone. Once again, I feel like a lot of you guys could be single, and maybe from time to time you may feel lonely, but there's always going to be reminders around you, whether it's by way of the animals, or some type of message or some type of symbol that's going to reassure you that you are never alone, actually. The biggest message to get from this, though, is that it's safe. It's safe for you to give love another shot. It's safe. This is reassuring that this next relationship will be one that actually reciprocates the same energy that you give and will honor your heart and your feelings and your wishes. Your mother is saying that you knew that already. You knew that. Even if you didn't know what exactly, maybe you didn't know that you had a huge spirit team. Maybe you didn't know that you were constantly being watched over and protected. But subconsciously, you absolutely felt that. Or subconsciously, you knew that, and in your heart, you felt that. And that is also what's allowing you to be so sure of yourself. Like, I'm not in no rush to be married. You know what I mean? I'm not in no rush to be in a relationship, because I know that whatever is for me I don't have to do anything to attract that. That's a very new age way of thinking, which is why your mother is like, I could never do that, or I never done that. Like, it was always in my mind that that was our goal. We had to be married, we had to be with child. Or, that was our main purpose, is what your mother is saying. But it's different. It's more like my needs and my desires come first. And your mother respects the hell out of you because of that. This is also one of those cases in which, if you have social media, your mom checks up on you via social media as well. Even if you guys don't speak every day. Not to say that there's an issue between you two, but more so like she constantly checks up on you, even when you don't know. Persephone. So much to be said with this card here. Persephone is a Greek goddess, daughter of Zeus. The thing about Persephone is that Persephone was promised to Hades, which is low-key also Zeus's brother, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But Zeus promised Hades that he will give Persephone her hand in marriage to Hades. That was a promise that Zeus gave to Hades. But over time, Zeus, I guess, forgot about his promise. And Hades grew impatient, and Hades pretty much abducted Persephone. And thus, Persephone became, trapped in the underworld. And I think initially Persephone did not necessarily see the greatness of her situation, wanted to escape but couldn't. And so that could also that part of her story could speak about for some of you guys who were in a very unfortunate situation when it came to relationships, felt trapped, things like that. And the other thing is that some of you guys could have been in a marriage or relationship that maybe your mother didn't necessarily approve of and felt somewhat distant from you because of that relationship as well. Because although they may have not approved of that, they respected your decision. They love the fact that you are independent and you will follow your heart regardless. But the other part of the story is that Persephone began to love and grew to love Hades, which could speak for some of you guys who are in relationships currently that are with a partner that is going to go through a evolution of sorts to where they're going to become the partner that you've always wanted. But that's just for a few of you guys. But Persephone once again began to grew to love Hades and became the queen of the underworld, pretty much. And she speaks about cycles, and the reason why she speaks about cycles in this card is because there was agreement reached in which Hades will have his wife for 6 months, I think, out of the year, and then the other 6 months, Persephone get to be with her mother Demeter and Zeus and the family above in the heavens. So this is also to say to you, pile number 4, that life goes through waves and cycles. And there is coming a time where this new cycle will be more positive this time. This next cycle will be more positive. Because at first, Persephone was like, what the hell am I doing? Get me out of here. And then over time, she did grow to love Hades and accepted her role as queen of the underworld. Hey, pile number 4, sorry for the interruption, but as I was editing, I was compelled to give you an additional message that I felt your mother also wanted to express during this reading. Just like Persephone, your mother loves you because she feels you're also able to see the good in everything and everyone. You also accept what people may refer to as the unacceptable. You also understand the misunderstood. You love the unlovable, so to speak. And despite what people may believe based off past experience, you are not weak or broken. It's actually the opposite. You're the strongest. Now, this story is not to be confused to say settle. It's not to be confused with that. But this is adaptation, but also being able to really be empowered in what most situations people will feel victimized in. But once again, we're talking about cycles. We're talking about waves. We're talking about how there's a good time, there are challenges, and there are highs and there's lows. But if this card shows up, this is indicating that the next cycle, and we're referring to your love cycle, will be the most positive yet. simplify your life. She wants me to go back to Persephone, and I will. So about you, there is a desire right here for family. There's a love for family. There's a love. I think you're actually meant to have a huge family in this lifetime. A huge family. There's a desire for that. Family is a huge thing, and I think that's something that she's proud that you've continued to uphold. And once again, there is going to be a family that you're going to have of your own that might be quite large. But going back to simplify your life, this is indicating that you don't have an issue cutting things out that needs to be cut off. And that includes relationships. The card reads, eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. This also comes with a warning though, as we move on to the next card after this. This also comes with a warning. Because although you're great at doing that, knowing what's best for you and cutting things off, this is also saying not to be too, there needs to be a balance to how you cut things off or when you cut things off. Because sometimes it could be quite easy to fall into the habit of cutting everybody off and rejecting everybody. But oftentimes your judgment, and this is what your mom loves about you, your judgment is on point. Your judgment is accurate. And I think even if you still remain as someone who just nope. What's coming next, which is what we're about to get into now with this card, with the Green Man's Bride. What's coming in next, it's absolutely fated. Meaning, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you initially reject someone, this relationship is fated to happen because this is someone that you absolutely are meant to be with. This is love that is being blessed by the heavens. Your spirit guides, your angels are absolutely ensuring that this relationship happens in this lifetime. Green Man's Bride reads, sacred union, commitment to ceremony, maturing into deep relationship. So no matter where you are in the life or when it comes to love, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, there's going to be a vast improvement. Not to say that what you were doing was bad, like singlehood isn't bad, but what I mean is like there is a vast difference that's going to be happening quite soon, like a big change that's going to be happening quite soon for you. And for a lot of you guys, once again, it's the evolution of your current partner. And for a lot of you guys, this is the encounter of this new divine partner. You have not been in a relationship with this person if you are single. You have not met this person yet if you are single. And if you did, you could have rejected them at first. But they'll absolutely they'll be very persistent, and that's how you'll know. This will lead to marriage. I don't know how you feel about marriage, but it will lead to marriage. It will lead to the highest form of commitment that you see for yourself. But I absolutely see marriage. I see children. I want to see who this person is, though. I gotta make sure that they're worthy for you. Because now I'm getting protected, okay? Mama, I'm gonna protect this baby, okay? We gotta see who this person is. Let's see. Because you deserve the best. You deserve the best. Yeah. We have the Empress card. This is divine counterpart right here. Divine counterpart. Whoever this person is incredibly nurturing, very abundant in all things material, and also abundant in love. This person will. This is unconditional love. This is divine love. This is your ideal partner. This is also someone who is ready to be a parent if they're not already. And it will happen quite quickly. I almost feel like there's children already waiting in the wings, ready to be born from this union. We also have the World card, meaning this is a huge goal of theirs as well. This is a soul's wish that both of your souls wanted to occur. When you guys come into the union, it will move mountains. They will sing praises of this union because they already have in other lives before. Once again, angels are involved in this connection, and they will ensure that this connection happens. They say perfection doesn't exist, but this would be the closest thing to it for you when it comes to a partner, a romantic partner. Chances are there could be a fixed sign: Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, is what they're saying. We also have Seven of Wands here. This person is saying, keep that energy. Keep that energy where you will fight for protecting your space, knowing what's best, and not settling. Your mom stepping into, your mom saying, yeah, this is what I love about you. Once again, your mother is reiterating that you are someone who's very consistent in making sure that your own needs is met. And she's so happy to say that there's going to be a partner who's also going to meet those needs for you as well. The last card that we have, I know I've gone longer than I typically do, but I just had to take out some few cards for you. The last card that we have career. I love that. You know I love talking about career. So what your mom is going to say about your career, there's going to be something different happening in your career. It's something that's unexpected. Something that will be a result of, it feels like with love, it's also like, I guess, in a standstill, so to speak. Your career seems to be going that way as well, but there's going to be something else happening. So your mom wants to reassure you that when it comes to love and career, both aspects of those life will be undergoing a change, a very positive change. And it's because you didn't settle, and I think that's something that you need to remain consistent in all areas of your life, because that's how you're going to attract the very best. And she's in it. It's a part of you that already knows that, and you wouldn't change even if you were told to. And your mom said, keep doing that. Pile number 4. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Many blessings to you. I hope that you enjoy this. I did. One of my favorites for sure. If you feel so inclined, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you guys next time.